So, life below water. What is that?
Water?
Caribbean marine and coastal ecosystems, which include coral reefs, mangroves, and seagrass beds, are threatened by a number of factors, including unsustainable development and fishing practices. One of the most holistic approaches to protecting marine and coastal ecosystems is ecosystem-based management, which recognizes the need to protect the entire ecosystem instead of individual species. The goal is by 2020 to conserve at least 10% of coastal and marine areas consistent with national and international law. And the US has a 41.06% marine protected areas all throughout. Why do we need to protect the marine life? Well, the globalization of food markets means there is a huge demand for fish and fish products around the world, and the continued supply of seafood to satisfy all of us depends on clean, healthy ocean ecosystems. Marine life and therefore fishing grounds around the world are at risk as the ecosystems that support fish are impacted by pollution, climate change, overfishing, and the destruction of natural habitats in the interest of aquaculture. For example, tropical mangroves that are the nursery for many fish and protect land from coastal erosion have been destroyed to create shrimp farms. The waters of developing countries are increasingly fished by researchers from University of British Columbia in Canada and the University of Western Australia found that almost 10% of the world's total catch in the last decade was discarded due to poor fishing practices and inadequate management. Also, as more Arctic ice is melting, previously unfished waters are now being exploited by bottom fishing trawlers, which cause destruction by dragging their nets along the seabed. EU data shows that sustainable fishing is slowing down, with stocks of cod, herring, and lobster in waters fished by EU fleets below levels recommended by marine scientists, meaning their very survival is threatened. Also, each year, over 300,000 whales, dolphins, and die across the world after being caught in fishing gear.
The ocean covers 140 million square miles, which is about 72% of the Earth's surface. Not only has the ocean always been a prime source of nourishment for the life it helped to generate, but from earliest recorded history, it has served for trade, adventure, and discovery. Humankind has exploited the sea for centuries, and this has frequently led to conflict. Today, a raft of international treaties determines which state has jurisdiction over coastal waters and the seabed, and where a country's fishing fleet might legally operate. However, the extraction of mineral resources from the ocean floor and climate change are confronting the international law of the sea with new challenges every day. Balancing the protection of the marine environment with intensive use of the oceans is also a difficult task. With the adoption of the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea in 1982, the international community created a comprehensive framework for legal governance of the seas, which over time has evolved into a powerful body of law. This law is a body of customs, treaties, and international agreements by which governments maintain order, productivity, and peaceful relations on the sea around the world. The United Nations has long been at the forefront of efforts to ensure the peaceful, cooperative, and legally defined uses of the seas and our oceans for the individual and common benefit of humankind. The implementation and enforcement of the international sea law should be able to enhance the conversation on sustainable use of oceans and their resources. By implementing international law as reflected in the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, which provides the legal framework for the conservation and sustainable use of oceans and their resources. The United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea will therefore continue to develop its normative effect in the international law of the 21st century and furthermore.
One crisis is overfishing, which is catching fishes all at once in one given area, stopping reproduction. This eliminates one species of fishes that will no longer produce. This has to come to light because it endangers ocean ecosystems. According to Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations, fishing is #1 crisis in ocean wildlife population. Overfishing has unfortunately tripled in half a century. Without any reproduction and humans consuming seafood, there will be less supply and a possible chance of food crisis, as well with marine life food chain. #1 cause of overfishing is poor fishing management. Fisheries are given rules on where to get their supplies, resulting with shortage in that area. According to impact of overfishing on human lives, commercial fishing is most problematic. Nets are set from one boat to another. Since fishes are unable to swim back, they are caught in the net. Very few are capable to escape. However, the rest are captured.
For more information on Global Goal number 14, Life Underwater, and to also learn more information about other global goals and what you can do to help save our planet, please visit www.globalgoals.org.